Hey guys, what's going on? We're going to talk about worksheet groups and 3D references. This is just kind of sum up what we did in class last time. So the chapter 6.1, worksheets, groups, and 3D references. So we have four quarters here in the workbook, and they are very identical. If I flip through, click on each one, so they just have different months, but identical worksheets. So there's two ways to group worksheets. You can press Control. So if I wanted to group 1 and 2, I would press the first one, quarter 1, the active sheet, and then press Control and press on quarter 2. See how it says group over here at the top at the workbook title. So it says it's a group. It lets me know that I've grouped some worksheets. And then I can ungroup by selecting any worksheet that isn't selected. So if I selected documentation, now it's ungrouped. Okay, but for our purposes, we want to highlight them all. So then work with them and group them together. So I'm going to click on quarter 1, click and hold shift, and then click on quarter 4, and it'll group everything in between. And what's nice about that is we can change a few things. We can add formulas to one, and they'll add formulas to the other cells. So I'll just demonstrate what the textbook wanted to do. We're adding totals and getting our formulas as well. The only thing to look out for is watch that you don't have something group if you're going to delete something. Can't count the number of times I've done that, where I go to make changes on one that I don't want to have on the other sheets, and then I forgot to ungroup them, and then you lose everything if you were deleting everything. So don't do that. But and for our purposes right now, we're going to group everything, make some formatting changes. And we're going to give this a different font, just to demonstrate. The CDA console looks like a fancy typewriter type setup. So we're going to choose that one, Merge Center. And this is just to show you that any formatting changes that you make, as well as calculations, will be formatted on the other pages as well. All right, and we'll make this stand out a little bit more by bolding the headings. So again, if you want to highlight 3 different ranges, just hold down Control and highlight the ranges you want, and then let go. And we're going to bold those. And a few more things. Shift this total over to the right. And we're going to add the comma separator and the thousands. So that can also be copied to the other worksheets as well. Even number formatting copies over, so that's kind of nice. And one last thing here. On the bottom border here and here. Okay, now we have everything we need. And look what happens when I look at the other sheets. They're exactly the same formatting. All right, now we're going to get a summary sheet. So we're going to make a copy of quarter 1. This is where we have to be careful to ungroup them because we're going to delete some stuff on the copied sheet. So ungroup by pressing documentation. Now when you click on quarter 1, it's not grouped, and press and hold Control, and then shift the copied sheet over to the right. We're going to call this summary. Okay, so if I didn't ungroup them, and I'm starting to do this with a group worksheet, then I would delete all my changes, which you don't want to do. Okay, so we're just going to change a few things, make sure we know that this is the total worksheet for all the quarters. 2016. And we have to change. The nice thing about Excel is if we type in quarter 1 here, oh, I forgot one thing. We have to insert a cell because there's 4 quarters, and then we want a total, so we need another column. So I'm just going to click on column C, insert. So I right click, press insert, and then we get another column. So like I was saying, if you type in quarter 1, or anything with a number, kind of gets that you want to do a growing pattern. So let's click that cell, drag the fill handle all the way over here, and it kind of gets, I want 4 different quarters and then a total. And then I'll delete these numbers by clearing the content. I want to leave these sum totals there because we're going to use it in the same way, but I have a new one here that doesn't have the auto sum calculation, so I'm just going to copy the one from here and then drag it over. Okay. Alright, so here's how we reference other sheets. So we want to make sure that we know somewhere in all the quarters that it's 2016, but we don't. So we want this title to be shown in A4 on all the worksheets, so we can start using this as a reference. So let's group them again. Press quarter 1, and then press and hold shifts, go to quarter 4. Okay, so those are grouped. In A4, we're going to press equal. Okay, now we can click in the other sheet that's not selected, and the cells are still grouped because they know you want to add a formula in there. So they're still going to be grouped when I click summary, but I want this cell in each of them. Okay, and then just press enter. So see the formula up here in the function dialog box there. The formula is summary, so that's the cell range. Sorry, that's the worksheet range and the cell range. So we only have one worksheet and one cell. So it's summary worksheet in this workbook, and we're taking from A3. And because we have them grouped, this number, whatever we put in here, is going to get copied over to the other pages. So we're just going to click enter, and now in A4 you have 2016, just like that. Now the nice part about what we just did was that if we change something in here, because we used it as a reference to the other worksheets, those worksheets will be affected too. So let's say, you know what, 2016, let's sound fancy, fiscal year 2016. Okay, and now everything else changes with it. All right, so it's changed on all the worksheets. So we didn't have to group it because we use this as a reference in all the worksheets. And that's why we use cell references to save us some time instead of retyping it in all of those worksheets. Right. Another way we can use cell references is we're going to fill out this worksheet. So we want the quarter 1 for the paper totals. So in the summary, we actually want to click equals first, and then so we're not going to group it, we're just going to grab from here. So you see the formula here, equals quarter 1. And that's the formula. It has those inside quotation marks because quarter 1 is 2 words. If your worksheet was only 1 word, you wouldn't see that. So to reference another worksheet, the formula will be equals and then the name of the worksheet. And if it's 2 pages, and then with an exclamation mark. And if it's 2 words, sorry, it'll have an inside quotation like quarter 1 does. Okay, and then we'll just press the cell that we want. So we want the total for paper, and that's your formula, and press enter. Okay, we can't copy it over because they're 2 different worksheets, so it doesn't get the pattern. It only gets a pattern within one worksheet. So we could copy this down because it's the same worksheet, but quarter 2 isn't the same worksheet as quarter 1, so it won't get the pattern right away. Okay, so we have to actually manually put in the cell reference. So we've got the summary, and then quarter 2 we want the total for paper again, so E6, enter, and then do the same thing for quarter 3 and 4. So we've got half of our formula up there, and then we type in the cell we want, E6, and again. Alright, so now that we've got the totals for each quarter, so in different worksheets, now what we're going to do is, now we can take it easy and just copy all these down. Before we couldn't copy this formula into this one because they were different worksheets, but now that each worksheet is finished, we can copy it down. So we can copy formulas and paste them from the same worksheet, but not from crossing over from different worksheets. All right.